Currently, there are two things I no longer do when it comes to feeding and feed formulation for the pigs. And one of those things is formulating the feed based on the ratio given. When we have winners, the growers, and even the finishers, as well as lactating sows, there's a particular ratio where we give for the ingredients, the corn, the soya bean, the fish meal, PKC, and the rest. Okay, so that to meet their needs. But what I've come to observe and realize over the years is that, and it gets to some point, you see that the same feed formula that is working for one pig may not also be working for the other group of pigs. From there, I decided not to even base entirely my formulation based on the ratio that is given. I no longer go according to the ratio strictly like that, but I make it a bit flexible. And with the flexibility, this is how I do it. If I see that it is the problem is with the growth of the pig, I increase the soya bean aspect of it, or the fish meal aspect, as well as the corn, and then reduce or eliminate the fiber aspect, the rice bran and then the wheat bran. I eliminate those aspects from it completely, so that I'll be able to boost the growth of the pigs. When they get to the finishing side, that's when I can bring back the fiber aspect to help reduce the fat also. So that is what I have come to do these days, and I no longer rely solely. I say solely, that's the emphasis. I don't rely solely on the formula, but if you are starting, please, you can just go by the formula, and at one point that you get to see that the formula is not working for you, that is where you can then decide to adjust your ratio using your own. Yes, you get it. With the feeding aspect, if you don't also know what you're doing and you just do it anyhow, it can also lead to some complications on the farm. And one of those stages is when the pig is pregnant and you just feed her anyhow, you will end up affecting the piglet. That is, the piglet may be they may be born with the defect, maybe blindness, and maybe not being able to walk, crippling, and maybe also the sow might not even come out strong enough to breastfeed all these piglets. That is even if the breast milk is flowing as expected. Other than that, you can always just look at what is working and adjust your feeding to suit that particular size. And the other one that I don't also take very serious these days is the quantity of feed to give to each pig. What I've also observed is that there are some pigs, they might be of the same size, same age, and even from the same parent, but how much feed they take is different, it varies. While some will be taking 2 kg per day, another one, if you give 2 kg, they might not be satisfied. And another one, if you give 2 kg, it is more for them, so they waste the remaining. So what I've observed and come to believe is that if you eat more, I give you more. If you eat less, I give you less. But giving you less doesn't mean that I don't make it nutritious. So if I'm giving you the less one, that is if a particular group of pig eat less. What I do is for me to get the maximum weight from these pigs, I increase the nutritious level of it. It is basically based on the protein aspect of it. So I make sure they get the protein well, and then the minerals, the amino acids, they need to get all of them right, so that at least even if they eat small, the small will be equivalent to the pig that is eating more. And at the end of the day, they'll all give me the same weight I'm expecting to get from them. So these two things are the things I no longer take very serious on the farm, going strictly according to the ratio, and also giving how much feed each pig should take each day as preached everywhere and even in books. Okay, I no longer go according to that, but I decide to adjust it based on what I am observing on the farm and forget about all these literature things. I've also been asked a number of times about the feeding aspect. People also say, man, pig is not feeding. But with that one, what I can also tell you is that from the observation and seeing things, if the weather is cold, the pigs tend to eat more so that they'll be able to generate more heat. You know, if they eat more, it means the system will be working vigorously to metabolize the food they have taken. So they release more heat into the system to keep the pig warm. Okay, so that is why in cold times, your pigs will eat more but will drink less because they are not sweating. They don't need any water to cool their system. They are rather struggling, okay, to produce the heat. And also in hot weather, that is where you see that the pigs will eat less but to be drinking more water. So if that is the situation in your case, you only increase the quantity of water on the farm and make sure the water is always available for the pigs to be drinking all the time. But just don't be focused on the feed. If it is a hot afternoon or hot weather, you think you yourself are sweating on the farm, you shouldn't expect the pigs to eat more. They will eat less, but to take in more water. So make the water available for them. Even if possible, get them a place to be bathing from time to time to keep themselves very cold. So if your pigs are not eating and they are healthy, all right, just observe the weather. If it is cold, fine, they'll eat more. But if it is hot, they'll eat less, and you should accept it that way. No need for you to be going in for vitamins to just cause them pain by injecting into them and other things. Just look at the weather and environment around you. If it deserves them to be treated, then maybe you can consult your veterinarian to come there and they inspect. If there's maybe a condition that needs to be treated, he will help you to do that. Otherwise,
Wool up, nigga. Wool up, wool up, wool up. Just wool up.
feed formulation, I don't just go by the formula again anymore. And also the quantity of feed for each pig, I don't really rely on them like that.